and pull something together. The Spanish 8-1, so not too bad. After Netherlands, we've got Belgium, Portugal, then Denmark, then Uruguay at 40-1. Croatia at 50-1, and then we start to get to the real nitty gritty of the outsiders. So Mexico, my team this year, are going sitting at 100-1 as we stand right now. We go all the way down, and we've got Saudi Arabia and Costa Rica both sitting there at 750-1. So there's probably good reason that they are 750-1 there. Probably worth a nicker on it, eh? But the host Qatar are at 500-1. Canada, the team that I said might be quite exciting, they're at 500-1. I'm not suggesting they're going to win it, but if I look down at Canada and some of the nations that are above them at the moment in the betting list, Wales are at 150-1, so USA 150-1, as are Ecuador. So I think Canada might do a bit better than those guys. But who do I think going to win the World Cup? If I'm going to put a bet on now, and it's not about this isn't about how much you can win, it's just the outright winner. I just don't think you can look too much further ahead than Brazil. Argentina have got a real good squad this year. I think, they're very, very dangerous. They're on a massive winning streak. They haven't lost in a long time. And then, like I said earlier, the French can come in there and they can cause a bit of trouble, let it be known. But sometimes, like we said, we don't know which France is going to turn up. But I'm gonna go with Brazil this year. I know that might be an obvious choice, and one that a lot of people would say most years, but I just think that they've got something a bit different this year. I think it's going to be tough for anybody to deal with their attack. So yes, well, they might lose a couple of goals here and there, but they've got a fantastic goalkeeper. If you look at the spine of their team, who have they got? They got Edison or Allison in goal, whichever one you want. Centre backs, they've still got Silva at the back there, Thiago Silva, so amazing. I'm not sure Casemiro is going to make it for the World Cup in terms of being fit, but you've got Fabinho in there, and then leading the line up front. Well, which one of those lot do you pick? But if you've got Neymar, you've got Jesus, that's an amazing spine, and the players sitting around them are not too shabby either, are they? Let's be honest. So it's looking good, and I genuinely think that Brazil are gonna win the World Cup this year. But what else comes with the World Cup? Well, it's always a football song, isn't there? World Cup. Well, there used to be. There used to be a football song. Every year there used to be a football song, and I don't know why. I don't know why it's not a thing anymore. But the one football song, I think it started was in 1970 for England. And Bobby Moore and the guys were there. But give this a listen. This is one of the first football songs that I think were out and about. Yeah, that's back home. 1970 World Cup, England World Cup squad. That was their theme tune. And what a theme tune it was, wasn't it? Absolutely brilliant. But yeah, it really took off, didn't it? Football songs after that. And we've had some crackers over the years. Some of them haven't been associated with the team, as in the players singing it. Some of it has. But yeah. Now, the one World Cup song that every England fan would associate with would be that World in Motion, okay, singing for England. It was the theme tune of the 1990 World Cup in Italy, where it was Gazza's World Cup, wasn't it? Let's be honest, that was the Gazza World Cup. He was a world beater. The world stage were really seeing this young Englishman from Newcastle setting the world alight, doing absolutely fantastic. But he got a yellow card, didn't he, in the semi-final, that meant that if England did go to the final, he would be suspended, wouldn't be able to play. And we all seen that clip of Gary Lineker looking across the pitch at Bobby Robson, the great Bobby Robson, the then England manager, to say, he's not good. And we see the tears, didn't we, of Gaza. I mean, and in true English style, all anybody wanted to do was take the piss. The newspapers, even Spit and Image, had a crying Gaza, didn't they? But that was Gaza's World Cup. But this song was synonymous for one individual and their part in it. Yeah, that was John Barnes, the then England left winger, doing the rap in the middle of that song, and he still does it every tournament, doesn't he? They get him back on to do a piece on that, and I know he did a Liverpool rap as well when he played for Liverpool. But I think every England fan, of a certain age, remembers that, and it's really synonymous with the 1990 World Cup, and it just brings back those memories. I remember the shirt, the Umbro emblem, all around the sleeve, wasn't it, on the bottom of the sleeve, and then they had that really weird, horrible away shirt. That I know it's still it's a bit folklorish, actually, the blue one. So 1990 was the World Cup I really enjoyed watching. I was a young lad. Toto Scalacci, you had Pavarotti singing, and the sticker album. So the first sticker album I had was Mexico '86. Okay, and I absolutely loved it. I loved getting the silver stickers. And putting all the players on. But the sticker album in 1990 was a folder. It's a hardback folder. Oh, I loved it. I used to get the stickers and sit there for hours, and be it my nan and granddad's. I just remember we used to go there on a Friday night, and it was leading up to the World Cup. I used to spend a weekend there and just with my folder. I absolutely loved it. But that was the first time we really knew of Toto Scalacci on the world stage. Didn't do too much after that, to be honest. But certain Mr. Pavarotti and Nessun Dorma, went for Lugol's, and what an anthem that was. Still is, to be fair. But then we move on, and I don't think there was too much more. 92 was the Euros. 94 England did get to the World Cup, did they? But they did get to a World Cup in 1998 in France. And let's see if you remember. I don't know whether you call it an England theme song or not, but let's see if you remember this one. That, of course, was Fat Les and Vindaloo, and that is played at England games all the time to get the crowd revved up nowadays, and other sporting events as well. But what a track that was! Everybody would sing it, and everybody knows the words. The weirdest football song and words you can ever remember, really. But everybody loved it, and it sort of just come along. It hit 98, and then it sort of went away. Nobody made a big deal of it, but everybody loves it, and it's really great to get fans up and at them and on the go when just before a big match. So I remember Fat Les. I hope everybody else does as well. But there's one football song that I think, English football song anyway, so we are focusing on these because not every other country does one, but one song as an England fan that everybody is synonymous with, that understands, but it wasn't derived, it wasn't produced, sorry, and made for a World Cup. It was Euro '96, and that was when Baddiel and Skinner used to do Fantasy Football League. Wow, that takes some memories. Fantasy football. Do you remember when that first come out and used to pick your favourite players out of the newspaper? Oh, that was amazing. We used to do it at school. We used to cut all the names out and then like put all those goalkeepers in a hat, and then you pulled your team out and see who you got. Used to love fantasy football on a Friday night with Baddiel and Skinner. But they teamed up with Lightning Seeds and they put this track out, and it's they say they're adamant they didn't realise how big this was going to be. They knew it would have something, but whenever this comes on, I know I've said my piece about this year, the current England team and my reasons for not supporting and all that sort of thing, and I know people give me a hard time, but when this song comes on, I genuinely every time hairs go on the back of my neck. It's one of those you've got a memory of it. I even sung it on karaoke in Spain once, and the whole pub joined, or the whole bar just joined in, and half of it you don't have to sing because everybody's doing it for you, and then you get free drinks because everyone thinks you're an absolute legend. You're abroad singing this, and everybody get you a drink when actually you didn't have to do too much. But when I play this, I always, or when I hear it, sorry, I always get hairs on the back of my neck stand up. Let's see if you have the same effect. Of course, that was Three Lions by Baddiel, Skinner and the Lightning Seeds. And I will say, I think it's an amazing football anthem. That it's just got everything. It's got that slow build up, but that initial, when you first hear those first few notes come in, it just gets you, and that it's coming home piece. And I know other countries have adopted the tune at least. I know at grounds in Germany, when you watch German football, they use it as well, and I think they use it to mock England at times as well. But yeah, it's a fantastic football anthem, and one that I think will be around forever. It always comes out now, doesn't it? Any football tournament. I know that it was primarily, it was made for Euro '96, but they have adapted it over the years because of the 30 years of Her when that come out. Obviously, we've moved on a number of years since then, but an amazing track, and it's a proper football memory, an absolute belter of a track. So fantastic. Well, that's my initial roundup to the Qatar 2022 World Cup. I'm hoping that the tournament does go well. Not so much for any nation in particular, but I'd love to see it go without too much more controversy. I think football is a sport that's loved the world over. Like we said, it is about working class, and those, it really is. And I think, we don't want too much more controversy. We just want people to enjoy football on the world stage, see the great players that we have, that we're blessed with. And let's not forget, this year's World Cup is probably going to be the last that we'll see of Lionel Messi on the world stage. Maybe we'll be about in 4 more years, but I doubt it is coming to that sort of twilight time. The likelihood of Ronaldo still playing, he's having a real challenge in his club career. So I doubt he'll be playing anymore. You've got Luka Modric, who, it's going to be his last World Cup as well. But you've got some other fantastic talent. So you've got Kylian Mbappe, who's now his second World Cup, I think it is. He's really matured into a different player. You've still got Neymar on the world stage there as well, and you've got some fantastic goalkeepers. I know they never win the Ballon d'Or or anything like that, but goalkeepers are different nowadays to what they once were. They've got to be able to play out from the back. They've got to be footballers with football intelligence. Look, I hope it